This ball has had an interesting history. It was made by hand from recycled materials by young people in a town 4 hours west of Chennai in southern India. Since then, it's been kicked around the world. Across Asia, from Myanmar to Cambodia and the Philippines, into Africa and the playgrounds of northern Ghana, and home again to the heat of Brisbane, down to Melbourne, and to Sydney, where it resides. In November 2019, this worldly sock ball, the iconic symbol of Catholic Mission's annual schools engagement program Socktober, headed north across the Torres Strait to Thursday Island. It landed at the feet of children from Our Lady of the Sacred Heart Primary, a school with just 120 kids and a big heart for mission. The occasion? Their Socktober event day, where students had the chance to kick goals with their own handmade sock balls for their young friends in need around the world. Magella Lynch-Harlow, principal at Our Lady of the Sacred Heart, says Socktober had an impact across the tight-knit community, engaging the children, their families, the teachers and the parish.
I think the idea that no matter where you are, whatever your circumstances, you can be generous in your heart. You can give whatever you can give, raise awareness and talk about the stories about what's happening, encourage people to reach out and help others. I think for our children here, it really helps them to realise just how lucky they are, how privileged they are, and they have a responsibility to the people in the world around them.
Socktober has been Catholic Mission's schools engagement initiative for 10 years, but only in 2018 did it take on its distinctive world game flavour. Now, the program incorporates the popular penalty shootout concept, allowing the children a chance to take some concrete action to back up their learning in class about those who are less fortunate than them. With a pretty straightforward concept requiring schools and their students to be registered on the Socktober platform, one of the strengths of the program is that it engages the whole school community, including parents, as much as their children.
By sharing my children's Socktober page, it helped bring awareness, and it helps them to see that through the work that Christ can do, we're able to help those that are in need.
Sacred Heart began their Socktober event day with liturgy in the parish church. Children brought their sock balls and placed them at the foot of the altar and prayed for their brothers and sisters in Ghana. Throughout the day, the Sacred Heart students learnt more about life in Ghana and spoke of the clear differences they could see between themselves and those 15,000 kilometres away. But this day wasn't about differences.
The kids that were homeless and they were orphans that had shelter and protection. Orphans that had disadvantages. In their playground they have no equipment and they just have dry land.
It's no mistake that soccer was chosen as the game to drive Catholic Mission's engagement in school communities around Australia. Even in the world's most remote areas, sport, especially soccer, is one of the few things that links children of all backgrounds, abilities, ethnicities, and faiths. Pope Francis said sport is a metaphor for life, intrinsically linked to any culture where it's played. Nowhere is this truer than on Thursday Island, a place steeped in tradition and a storied history in which everything is grounded.
I feel because my great-grandfather is from Africa, we've got blood ties back to Africa, so I do feel like they are my family somehow too, and I'm grateful for what we have, and I'd like to contribute to families back home.
For 7-year-old Donovan, a Year 2 student and leading fundraiser at Sacred Heart, kicking goals during Socktober brought him closer to the children in Ghana he was supporting.
and makes me feel good. It makes me feel good.
When all was said and done, Sacred Heart had raised nearly $2,000 for mission projects. And while that's an impressive effort, Ms. Lynch Harlow looked beyond fundraising to the impact on the whole community.
Everyone really, once they started hearing the stories and becoming aware of what was happening overseas, they really became quite excited and engaged. In many ways, even though we're a remote school, we're the same as every other school in Australia. And I think the fact that our children here have embraced Socktober so beautifully just sort of shows that this is what we're called to do as a Catholic school.
This school on Thursday Island had showed that mission, like soccer, can be everyone's game.